Alrighty, mate. Another one. Alrighty. So, the VRC Oaks. We're just going to get stuck in here, mate, because this is a little bit of a bonus one, I reckon. A little bit of a bonus, which I love. So, the VRC Oaks is the female edition of the Victoria Derby. It's been going on forever, since 1861. Had some pretty decent horses win this race. Samantha Miss Finland, who also won a Golden Slipper. Ooh. So won over the 1200 and the 2500, which is crazy. Aristia, and last year Miami Bound saluted as well. This isn't even that significant, but the only stat that I could find on the race was 11 of the last 13 winners have drawn a single digit barrier. So that's the only thing I could find, mate. But look, there's one really short in the market. How did you see this race unfolding?
Yeah, look, I think there's not a lot of early speed in this race. So there's a horse that drew one of the inside barriers, number 9, Star of Eden. That should lead pretty comfortably. And then apart from that, I think they'll be all sort of up on pace. There's so many horses that are backing up from Derby Day. And to your point, afterthoughts, which was a big point of yours on the potty for Derby Day, which was correct for each of the ones that you pointed out. One of those was number 2, Personal. Look, I think it'd be right up there in this race, but I don't see it getting over the top of Montefilia. I think it'll run out the distance. I think it's a hardy horse. Whether it has an elite turn of foot though over this distance, I'm not sure. A few other horses that I thought would run better on the weekend were Salto Angel and Succeed Indeed. But apart from that, I think I prefer a horse in this race that probably didn't run in that race on the weekend. Yeah.
No, I can completely appreciate that. I think the main winning chances from that race were from that race on the weekend and in this race Personal, Tai Chi Goddess as well.
Yep.
So that was the thing that was about 50-1 and ran into the placings, but did nothing wrong. It's drawn pretty well here, so I think considering the first half of the field, I think we'll have some residual fitness from that run and be pretty hard to run down. There isn't a lot of speed in this race, and that's why I don't mind the number 11, Villain Kulos. If that is indeed your name. Jamie Carr in the saddle. She's one of my favourites, obviously. But yeah, I think she can go forward from that barrier and, sit in the first half of the field. And if they go an absolute trot, Montefilia is going to have to run them down because she does get back in her racing. But all that considered, mate, I think it is Montefilia's race to lose.
Exactly. All things being equal, she wins this race. It's, I think, one of the Group 1 favourites from this season that I'm probably more confident in than any others. I think she's always, this was always the target. I think Bowman in a longer distance race will be sweet. And from the barrier, yeah, she looks very hard to beat. The roughie that I do like in this is the horse that should get out to a pretty comfortable lead, Star of Eden. She was pretty good last start when she ran third to Shika Fuerte and Salto Angel in the Ethereal Stakes. Unlike those two horses, though, she didn't then go to the next race on Derby Day, which is the Wakeful, I believe. So that's the race that Personal came second in, and Victoria Key won, isn't it? Wakeful, yeah, of course.
Yep.
So I think it'll be pretty decent in this race, and at $26, chuck a nice little each way on it. Why not?
Nice. Yeah, Montefilia is not a betting proposition for me, but I think she would probably win, so I might play some exactas around her. That being the thing I just said, Sataichi Goddess and Villain-Kulos. They're both at exacta prices to run into second, so I'm happy to play around there. And I think Succeed Indeed as well. I think she's well over her odds of winning at $51. Blinkers go on here too, so she's been getting right back in her running. And as we saw with big Johnny get angry with the blinkers first time, can usually sharpen them up. So I think she could maybe get a bit more forward in her running, and this has been her target the entire time as well. So might play some exactas around there, but I concede Montefilia looks the winner.
Agreed, mate. With you.
So for me, I've got Montefilia on top. I have Villain-Kulos on top. So you'll actually get an idea about this runner punters based on Confrontational's efforts on Melbourne Cup Day. So held up at the start and went through the line quite nicely. Got held up in the straight, and Confrontational is going up against Ain't No Deal Done. I think it's in the 5th race on the card on Melbourne Cup Day. So you'll get a good idea of how that runner is lined up against this lot. And then Taichi Goddess as well should be on speed and be hard to get past.
Yeah, look, Montefilia on top for me as well. Going to have Star of Eden running into second. I think he should run a nice race, and there's no reason for mine that Personal shouldn't run a good race here as well. So I think it'll run third.
Cool. So, mate, another little popper, little juice box of juicy stakes for this card. I've stayed in this race for my value play. I'd imagine you would too.
Yep.
Cool. So I've got Villain-Kulos as my value play of the day. So that's another 6-pack on the line. And your best, I'm assuming we're going the same one.
Yeah. I assume we will be as well.
Yeah. Race 9. One moment. What number is it?
I'm trying to load it up as well.
Race 9, number 6, Written Beauty at 225.
Yes.
Looks awfully hard to beat. So, you know what, mate? For our little all-up that we do, let's put Montefilia and Written Beauty together.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sounds good to me. Alrighty, punters. Well, until we see each other and listen to each other again for Daily Sprint podcast, we will see you then.
Enjoy Cup Week, guys, and all the best.